So here is the first question, guys. Here is the first question. An ideal transformer has 3 windings. 100 turns on primary, 160 on secondary and 60 on tertiary. Secondary feeds 10 ampere purely resistive load while a capacitive load on tertiary. This should be tertiary. While a capacitive load on tertiary takes 20 ampere. Takes 20 ampere. Calculate the primary current and its power factor. Calculate the primary current and its power factor. Come on, everybody. I am giving you 2 minutes for this question. I am giving you 2 minutes for this question. So you guys try. The time on the clock is 10:04. I'll start the solution before 10:06. I'll start the solution before 10:06. So everybody try this. Everybody try this solution. I want correct answer from all my Creatrix student. My YouTube family can crack this question, I know. I have taught you machine, so I do have confidence in your ability. Come on, guys. Let me see which one of you is able to crack this. The time is running, the clock is running, everybody. Quickly, quickly. This question can also be MSQ. So the timer is on the screen. I'll switch off as soon as it hits 1 minute. I'll turn it off as soon as it hits 1 minute. Come on, everybody, I need option. I need option. I don't need the numerical answer. Come on, guys, 30 seconds remaining. 30 seconds remaining, everybody. Sushil, you can write once, no need to write multiple times. Okay, now that most of the students have answered, so let me turn it off. Let us start the solution. So guys, this question says that we have 2 different loads on secondary and the tertiary. Now, what we are given is the current that each of them takes. Now, in such type of problems, first you have to assume something as reference. Assume voltage as reference. Assume voltage as reference. Now, when you assume the voltage as reference, if the primary voltage has an angle 0, then the secondary will also have an angle 0. And my friend, tertiary voltage will also have an angle 0. If all the three are having an angle 0, then what you can say, that the secondary carries a resistive load, so its current will make an angle 0 degree. It will be in phase with the voltage. Tertiary carries 20 ampere capacitive load, so this will be 20 angle 90 degree ampere. Now, when you know the current in the secondary and the tertiary winding, you will apply MMF balancing. You will apply MMF balancing. In that, what we will do is 100 I1 is 160 IS plus 60 IT. Or you can say I1 is 1.6 IS plus 0.6 IT. 1.6 IS is 16 and 0.6 is J12. This is the current. Now what I'll get is, I'll convert it to polar form. It will be 20 angle 36.86. Okay, that is the current will be 20 ampere and the current is leading the voltage by 36.86. So the power factor is cos 36.86, 0.8 leading. 0.8 leading. So it is a MSQ type question. The answer would be A and C. A and C. Now, you can also apply power balancing, Shalu, but basically the load is not given in terms of power. So even if you keep VI conjugate, that method will not help you here. Why it will not help you? Because the load power is unknown, the load current is known. So first you will convert it to power, then you will balance it, then you will again find the current. Rather than that, we can directly find the current. But when the load is given in terms of apparent power, complex power, then you can make use of the power balancing. And coming to complex power, actually I have taught complex power on my new channel, Electrical Junction, in so much detail that you can't even imagine. So that is why you guys need to visit that Electrical Junction channel and watch my 4 videos playlist about power balancing. Okay, now next question, everybody. Next question I am giving you. This is a NAT type of question. I am giving you 1 minute for this, or 1.5 minutes. I'll give you 90 seconds. I'll give you 90 seconds for this. Okay. I'll give you 90 seconds. Come on, guys. This is a NAT type of question. This is a NAT type of question. Again, I am seeing the number of viewers are more than number of likes. And guys, today we haven't even crossed 200. Where is everybody? Where is everybody? You are not sharing the link of the session. That will lead to discontinuation of the series. I am telling you, I'll only continue the series if we see active participation by the students, if we see a large number of students rushing to these sessions. Otherwise, there is no point of conducting such series for free. Rather, I'll move it to Unacademy Plus. Okay, if you want it to continue, make sure that you are sharing. Puneet has answered first. What about others? What about others, guys? 1 minute has passed. 1 minute has passed. You only have 30 seconds. You only have 30 seconds left. Ritesh has answered. Akshay. Come on, guys. Others can also answer. 10 seconds remaining. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the time is up. So what it says, the load shown in the figure absorbs 4 kilowatt at 0.89 lagging. Assuming the transformer to be ideal, we need to find the reactance X so that the power factor is unity. Now whenever I see two terms together, one is the power, one is the transformer, ideal transformer, then the first thing that comes to mind is the power concept. The answer actually is 23.618 ohm. So the first thing that comes to my mind is the power concept. How power concept? I'll say for unity power factor, the reactive power must be 0. If the reactive power is 0, it means the reactive power of reactance X is negative of the reactive power of the load, so that the total reactive power is Qx plus QL, that is 0. That means if the load is demanding an X amount of reactive power, that X amount of reactive power is being supplied by this reactance, so that both are balancing each other and the source does not have to supply any reactive power. If the source is not supplying any reactive power, then the source power factor will become unity. The source power factor will become unity. Now guys, how to find the reactive power of the load? The reactive power of the load will be P tan phi. This I am writing based on power triangle. That if this is P, this is QL and this is phi L. This is SL. Why I am writing P tan phi? Because the real power of the load is given. Now I have my calculator. I'll plug in the values. Phi is cos inverse 0.89. 4 tan cos inverse 0.89. So how much will it come out to be? 2.049 kVAR. That is the reactive power. The same reactive power this reactance has to supply. Now if the voltage here is 110 volt, the voltage here will be 220 volt. So what is the reactive power of X? It is 220 square by X, and it should be same as this. From here you can easily calculate X as very easy. So remember, whenever you see ideal transformer along with the power, use the power concept to solve such kind of questions. Use the power concept to solve such kind of question. So very good attempt by everybody. Many people were able to answer within the time.
It's time to experience something glorious. Unacademy Combat. Compete, crack, conquer.
A challenging gate contest engineered to give you an experience like none other.
Where you put your knowledge to test.
And battle it out with the best.
To bring out the best in you, Unacademy Combat is the most competitive, gamified contest for gate till date, with the best of the questions by best educators.
With detailed video solutions from top educators right after each contest.
Combat live with peers to get real-time rankings and win big.
Participate in every contest to improve your ratings.
Challenging contests every fortnight or alternate Sunday. Live ranking after every question. Big rewards for top rankers. Your passion to crack gate deserves this. Your hard work towards your dream deserves this. Fuel your inner fire for the ultimate gate challenge. Unacademy Combat. Register now.